Excuse me, that's the way to open a video, isn't it? Hello there. Hello there. I'm Scotty, and you're not. And, Disney was a big part of my childhood, which was the 90s. I don't think I've done this video. If I have, then this is an update of what I used to have. But got two stacks here. I'm going to show you my 90s Disney movie collection. These are DVDs and Blu-rays. I didn't feel like digging out the VHSs. I don't have that many anyway, so I was originally going to design this by year, go loaded. But as you know, I don't want to waste my time doing that. Just like some are multiple years, some have multiple movies in the same year, so it's easier if I just do it alphabetically. So we start off with the A's, and we have Air Bud. Good movie. Some of these I haven't seen or haven't seen for a long time, but Air Bud's a good movie. I watched it a few years ago. My son, I did a review on it. It's a nice family movie. The buddies, I don't know, they didn't need to put, you have a dog you commentary with the buddies film. That's not necessary. I didn't like the buddies thing. These are the only one that I've seen though. The other ones didn't impress me. We have one of my favorite Disney animated film, Aladdin. This is a big one growing up. The Diamond Edition on the Blu-ray. Fantastic film. And I have the sequels. They're not in the cases, but I'll take them out and show you. We have Return of a Jafar, which I put in the A. Aladdin and Return of Jafar and Aladdin and the King of Thieves. They came in a double pack with separate cases, but the cases over the years. And I'll try to get them back. They're kind of expensive. Angels in the Outfield. Offhand, I'm not sure if I reviewed this one. I think I might have. This is also a good movie. I'm not a baseball fan, but this is, as a father, this one gets me. This kid, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, orphaned by his father, say, hey, we'll be family again when the Angels win the pennant. So he prays to the Angels for them to come and do it, but his dad's a douchebag, so yeah. This one doesn't have a case either. That's because I got it from a friend of mine. He didn't have a case for it. So it's Beauty and the Beast. Open it up so you see. Beauty and the Beast on the Blu-ray. Another great film. Here's a film I haven't seen since I was a kid, and that's Dick Tracy, which is one of my recent acquisitions for my Disney collection. And yes, it is a Disney. It's Touchstone Video, but it's on Disney Plus. So it's a Disney movie, okay? I'm putting it out there. Disney movie. Yeah. Look at that. Some of the faces on the back of that. I haven't seen this for a long time. Madonna's in here. I was reading the cast. There's like Madonna and Warren Beatty, and there's like Al Pacino is in this movie. Danielle did music. I'll have to watch it eventually, And the next, we go from A to B to D to F, and for the F we have it's Flubber. Flubber. I've only watched this a couple times. Like back when it came out, I don't know if I even watched this DVD yet, but as a Robin Williams movie, it's on the lower echelon for me. It's not one I go back to. I'll go to like Jumanji or guess just Jumanji. I can't think of any other ones on top of my head. There's Jumanji. Why can I only think of Jumanji off the top of my head? Hook. There's another one. Jumanji or Hook. I'll just leave those. We have George of the jungle, strong as he can be. Watch out for that tree. Good movie. I like the second one too. I haven't seen it in a long time, but we're not talking about this because that's 2003. This one is a good movie. Brendan Fraser. Yes. Here's another good animated film, and that's a Goofy movie. If you listen to each other's heart, you'll find you're never too far apart. And maybe love is the reason why. For the first time, I can do the dance. I know you're like, wait a minute. What is this dance class? Okay. I gotta put the beat in my head. If you're ever lonely, stop. You don't have to be. After all you told me, I'll be the thing you to see. Take a look inside and see, yeah. If we listen to it. No, I didn't. Yeah. If we listen to each other's heart, If I were never too far apart. Yeah. Bounce, bounce. Yeah, I haven't done it in a while, but good movie. Great Disney movie. I see people ranking all the Disney animated films, and this isn't in there. And it's like, oh, but Disney animated features didn't do this. It's still a Disney animated film, though. But it's not from Walt Disney Animation Studios, so it doesn't count. I would still count it. I'm just saying. Halloween Town, not the second one because that was 2001, but Halloween Town. Good Disney Channel original movie, one of my favorites. We have, back to the Renaissance, Hercules. With the gliding gladiator, Hercules. And we have Hocus Pocus. Another good one. This is the one my cousins would come up from Iowa. And it was this and Jumanji they wanted to watch all the time. So that's why I keep going back to those. Homeward Bound, a movie where I have to cry at the end because of my mother. Yes, it's at the end when the mom, I think I did a review on this, the mom, they think Shadow's gone, and then Shadow comes walking up, and she goes, oh! He's like, oh! That makes you, then, that really hits the waterworks going. You don't think Shadow. Spoiler alert for those who haven't seen this movie. Sorry. Yeah. And now we get so Honey, I Shrunk the Kids was in 89, so that doesn't count. And Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves was in 2003, so that doesn't count. So we got Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, which I think is a decent follow-up to the first one. Although, what's on there? I don't know. Something on there. I know it's not that, you pervs. Something else. It was like hot dog juice. I mean, real hot dog. Don't get gross. I don't know what's on there. I'm going to have to wash it off later. But Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, I think, is a decent follow-up to the first one. And even though it's not a 90s film, Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves, we watched it on Disney Plus like last year or so. And I wasn't into it at all. Like, we were watching it. He was into it. And I went upstairs to talk with my family. They brought me up. It was like Christmas. It was around Christmas time, so I had to go up and do Christmas stuff. That Christmas stuff. And by the time I came back down, it was over, and I didn't care. Hunchback of Notre Dame, probably one of the Disney's darkest animated films. And I know, there's a lot of criticism towards the black culture for being too dark. The movie's also stupid. Sorry, Big LT. But this, Kirby is annoying. This, I think, is a great gothic tone, just with the villain and everything, and this case is fucked up. Case out. We have James the Giant Peach. Sing it, Randy. Rhinos. They eat up little boys and they gobble up their parents. If you ever watched the nostalgic review for this, I only remember watching this once when I was a kid. And they say from the creators of Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas. Let me settle this. I'm sick of it. People calling it Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas. He produced it. He did not direct it. The director, Henry Selick, who directed this movie. Tim Burton was also a producer on this, but it doesn't say Tim Burton's James and the Giant Peach. Yet he gets all the credit for Nightmare Before Christmas, even though it's not his movie. And the acclaimed director of Alice in Wonderland. That would be Tim Burton. And we got Jungle to Jungles. Movie I just rewatched with my son very recently. It's still pretty good, I think. People give Tim Allen a lot of flack, he was good on TV with Home Improvement and then later Last Man Standing, but his movies were kind of meh. Galaxy Quest and the Santa Claus movies I think are great. I don't remember seeing any other ones of his, but okay, now we're on the second stack. And we're in L with The Lion King. I actually went to the theater to see this movie when I was a little kid with my mom back in '94. And I still vaguely remember seeing the scene with when Scar jumps out at Zazu in the cave. It sticks in my mind, even though I was really little. I was like 7, 94. 92, I was 5. 7, yeah. So here we have Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, which is also pretty good. I like all three Lion Kings, really. But all right, here we go. M's. We have the Mighty Ducks, which I like. I like all three of these. I've always been kind of down on this, but in recent years, I kind of like this movie a lot more. D2, The Mighty Ducks, and D3, The Mighty Ducks. Let's talk about the new Mighty Ducks show. So they brought back Emilio Estevez to play Gordon Bombay. By the way, I don't know if there's going to be a second season. I heard there was going to be, but that Bombay was not, that, Emilio Estevez wasn't coming back for that. Then I would say, what's the point in continuing? Because he was a big focal point of the first season. Unless they're going to bring Charlie in, which, I don't know, Joshua Jackson's busy these days. I don't know. He's doing movies and stuff. But and one of the big contrasts is that because they Disney-fied it for 2021 audiences, he was eating food, constantly eating food in that series, where I feel like if they were able to be edgy like in the 90s, he'd go back to alcohol. I feel that would be a more like logical way for Gordon, because when you have an alcohol dependency and alcohol abuse issue, when you hit rock bottom, you go back. When you go back to that vice. When you have a vice and you hit rock bottom, you go back to that vice. His vice was alcohol, not food, but because we have to Disneyify it for kids, he was eating food. Anyway, we have Mulan, and not Mulan 2, because Mulan 2 came out in 2003. We have Mulan. I think it was a pretty good animated film. We have The Newsies, which I think is an underrated Disney film, which I will talk about when I review it this December, because I really enjoy this film. And even I showed this to my son. We watched it. It was on Disney Plus. We watched it on Disney Plus. And I'm like, I want to show you this movie because I love this movie. I said, okay, so we watched it. And afterwards, I'm like, so what do you think? And he's like, it was okay. What? It was kind of weird. I mean, this story, yeah. I mean, when I first watched it, I thought it was too. It was on TV. And let me ask something. I'll ask you here, and I'll ask it in when I do the review. But I seem to remember it, and it might be the Mandela effect. But they even mention it in the special features on the disc about a scene where Christian Bale is spinning a lasso around. I remember seeing it on like a VHS or an early showing on a cable channel or something. I remember seeing that scene. But every version of the DVD I've watched, it's not on there. And even the versions now that air on like HBO Family and stuff is not on there. So I want to know what happened to that scene. I think I've tried to search on YouTube. I haven't searched it in a while. I might have to search it again. I don't know. But they talk about it in the special features on here. So it has to exist somewhere, right? We got The Parent Trap with Lindsay Lohan from 1998. And this is big because this is when Disney Channel was in full swing, back when it was getting popular and stuff. And they had those movie surfers. I remember the movie surfers episode where they went behind the scenes for this movie. And I thought it was so cool, this behind the scenes stuff. That was my first foray into behind the scenes stuff before you got behind the scenes stuff on the DVDs. We got Pocahontas and Pocahontas 2 because they both came out in the 90s, 95, 96 respectively. And Pocahontas, pretty good movie. Pocahontas, pretty good movie. Pocahontas 2, don't remember much, but I remember not liking it. I rented it back in the day. Pocahontas, yeah, and then I was disappointed. The Rescuers, Down Under, because that came out in 90, 91? 90, because 91 was Beauty and the Beast. So, 90, but yeah, it's Rescuers Down Under. I think it's another underrated Disney film. I'm just saying. Rocket Man, it wasn't me. This is another one that I think of underrated. I should do like a top 10 underrated Disney films because this is one of them. This doesn't get enough recognition as it should. This and George of the Jungle. This, Jungle to Jungle, Newsies, Rescuers Down Under, possibly George of the Jungle 2. I have to rewatch it again. I might hate it this time, but Rocket Man. And this next one is The Rocketeer. And much like Dick Tracy, I think I've only seen it once, so I have to rewatch it. This may be an underrated Disney movie because a lot of people have this has been dismissed, and a lot of people will have talk about, oh, hey, The Rocketeer is actually pretty good. It does good enough recognition. This might be on the list, so I have to rewatch it. We have the Santa Claus with Tim Allen. Tim Allen's back, and like really, people say the only good movies were the Santa Claus movies, and so we will even roll our eyes at these. But I think it's pretty good. And there's a lot of like issues. Like when I was a kid, this was like a whimsical movie, and watching it as an adult, it's kind of dark. He almost gets his son taken away from him. You have Tarzan. Son of man, son of man, for all to see. Yes, Tarzan. What do you want to call it? Very good movie from 1999. We had the soundtrack at the house on the CD. Was into it constantly. Tom and Huck. I've only seen scenes of these. The Huck Finn movie I watched was the Adventures of Huckleberry Finn with Elijah Wood from back in the day. That's the only one that I've seen, and I better remember that too. But maybe I'll have to get that one too to kind of compare. I don't know. Here's another one. I mean, it's a TV movie, but another one that doesn't get enough love, I don't think. Tower of Terror. Steve Guttenberg is an actor who's just been known for goofy comedies. This, Three Men and a Baby, which I guess would also count as a Disney movie because it's on Disney Plus. And for movies like, he was in like the Casper Spirit at the Beginning, and he's been in like Lava Lantula. So he's been known for goofy stuff, but I think he's a great actor. Police Academy, I mentioned that one. But I think he's pretty good in this, And Kirsten Dunst. And then the last two, I'll just put together. We had Toy Story and Toy Story 2. Very good movies. Rounding out this collection here. So, there you go. My 90s Disney collection. So what are your thoughts on my 90s Disney movies? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.